Hello, everybody. This is Alan Crone, CEO of the Crone Law Firm, and along with Wis Laughlin, I'm bringing you our COVID-19 2020 tax updates. And on the day of this taping, which is June 30th, 2020, the IRS came out with an important announcement about the due date for taxes. Wis, what did the IRS announce this morning?
Well, I think the IRS has decided that they've had enough confusion that they're going to lock down the filing date and the paying date, July 15th, for individuals. And so we just need to move on with it.
Yeah, there had been some confusion, as you say, because there were kind of rumors or reports that they might extend it again, but they haven't. So if someone has been putting off preparing their taxes, thinking they had until later in the year to file, that is no longer the case. Everybody's individual taxes are due on July 15th. That's right.
That's correct. And so you're either need to file or you need to apply for an extension.
Right. Now, Wis, I know that there's been some businesses hurt by the COVID quarantine and may not be able to pay their taxes. If you can't pay your taxes, what is a taxpayer's option?
Well, it sort of comes under the table, but it's my understanding that the IRS will not become really aggressive unless you fail to pay over, say, more than 3 months. They've told several clients of mine that if you could get it in, if you can get it finally paid within 2 to 3 months, that nothing should happen to you. Now you will pay interest, and you will probably pay a late payment penalty, maybe 0.5% per month. That's the first deal is just let it go and pay it late. The second thing, and probably for 95% of the taxpayers who cannot pay, the IRS has fairly liberal installment payment rules, you can't go into much as far as particulars, but I believe for example, if you owe less than $50,000, they're pretty liberal about granting an installment agreement. As long as you go along with that agreement, you'll be all right. Finally, one of the most difficult things to get from the IRS is an offer in compromise. This is what you are hearing about when you hear all those ads saying that we're going to get rid of your taxes. The offer in compromise is really the only procedure that will literally remove penalties, taxes, interest, everything. But you have to virtually be insolvent, and you have to be able to prove to the IRS that that your offer is a better offer than they could get if they just took everything. It very rarely is the case. You hear those promises. Those companies are certainly filing for offer in compromise, in good faith, but the chances of you getting one are probably less than 1%.
See,
it's expensive to get one because a lot of accounting is required. So,
we're about halfway through 2020. Are there any things that people can do to start planning to avoid future tax problems?
Yeah, I think probably the most important thing is you understand what happened on your 2019 taxes. I think the first thing you need to do is get a grip on your 2019 taxes. When I'm working with my clients and doing tax planning with them, the tax planning strategies that I offer them usually will apply to 2019 and 2020. So you need to know what those are. In some cases, you need to have record keeping in order to support those tax benefits. And in some cases, you're already 6 months into the year, and it may be more difficult to do that. So I think tax planning is important. For my clients that are a little more complicated, we actually do a forecast We actually try to forecast their tax liability for 2020 so that we can try different strategies out and see the dollar effect.
All right, very good. Any parting tips based on our situation here in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic?
Well, in the middle of the pandemic is just complicating everything. I mean, suddenly there are new items that have effects on your taxes, and they're, and you probably have less money you can't afford to pay for last year. You may not be able to afford to pay for this year. You really need, I would have told any small business that they needed a tax professional just because they're a small business. This year you need it more than ever before, and it certainly should pay you to get one.
Well, if somebody wants to look into having you help them with their taxes as we get closer, how are you doing from a capacity standpoint?
Well, I like many tax preparers, as a lot of clients that are we're just kind of waiting to see if they can wait longer. And so things are going to clog up very rapidly. Things are picking up for me. However, we're in the eye of the hurricane. A number of people still have not come to grips with reality. So I have slots. I mean, I have time available, and I'm willing to look at anybody, prior year taxes and tell them if I think I can help them. If I can't help them, they go home free. If I can help them and they want it, then we go forward and try to get them to pay the lowest legal taxes. That's the key.
Well, I think it certainly is important for everybody to not procrastinate. Go see your tax professional. If you already have a tax preparer, go gather up your documents and go see that person. If not, Wis certainly is in a position to help you, and give him a call here at the Crone Law Firm, and we'd be glad to make an appointment available for you. And keep in mind what Wis said is groundbreaking. If he can't save you money, then he's not going to charge you. So we appreciate it. We appreciate everybody paying attention. Hope everybody continues to be safe. And I look forward to seeing everybody around Memphis just as soon as this quarantine is lifted. Thank you very much.